And bottom line, Jimmy just wants his bread. He wants to get paid.
Your joy back here on the court?
Probably not.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Wrong vs. Right. I'm your host, Jay. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe below and hit that button. Today, we're looking at the top 5 trade targets before this year's NBA trade deadline. So for those who don't know, the NBA trade deadline is February 6th. So it's a little less than a month away. Now let's get straight into it. Now first and foremost, we got to talk about Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. In my opinion, this is all but a done deal. Both sides are just unhappy with each other. Miami doesn't like Jimmy Butler's effort during the regular season and the fact that he wants so much money for only playing so little games. And then bottom line, Jimmy just wants his bread. He wants to get paid. And Miami's like, we're not paying you $50 million to only play some of the season and then only want to perform in the playoffs. Jimmy Butler and Pat Riley are probably two of the most hard-headed guys in sports. They're not giving each other an inch. They're not giving each other any leeway. They want it their way or the highway. And an important note about Pat Riley, he's not going to make a decision if it doesn't directly benefit the Miami Heat. If the trade isn't good, Pat Riley is just simply not making the trade. And then Jimmy Butler, he's so petty, he's going to wear different color hair colors throughout the season, orange, yellow, green, whatever it may be. So this situation has got ugly real fast. But Jimmy Butler is the #1 trade target that I'm looking at before this year's deadline. He's under contract through the 25-26 season, but he has a player option that can make him a free agent. Next, we got Zion Williamson, former #1 overall pick, just coming back from injury, constantly hurt or having weight issues. You know, he has a clause in his contract that he has to maintain a certain weight. The Pelicans and Zion just can't get right. The Pelicans are at the bottom of the Western Conference right now. It's like, are they trying to rebuild or are they trying to compete? What are they trying to do? At this point, I think they should rebuild. On paper, this team looks really good. They have DeJounte Murray, CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, but none of these guys are ever healthy. And at this point, I think it may be time to blow it up. You got to get some value back if you trade a guy like that. He's currently in the second season of a 5-year contract worth almost $200 million. However, the contract isn't fully guaranteed and is based off games played and his weight. But that's a guy to look out for to be on the move before this season's trade deadline. Next, we got DeAaron Fox. We've heard so many rumors about DeAaron Fox wanting to be on the move from Sacramento. I know that I personally thought Fox, DeRozan, and Sabonis would be playing a lot better than they have been so far. There is a huge market for a guy like DeAaron Fox. He's still in his prime. He's a young player. He's averaging over 26 points a game this year. He's a legitimate lead all-star guard. There's a variety of teams that could use a guy like that. I'm thinking like a Miami Heat, Houston Rockets, teams like that. But overall, DeAaron Fox is a guy that I wouldn't be surprised if he gets moved by the trade deadline. Next, we got Cam Johnson from the Brooklyn Nets. Cam Johnson is having a breakout season this year for the Brooklyn Nets, averaging almost 20 points a game. And here's the thing, he's shooting 43% from three-point range right now. That is absolute cash. He could help any contending team right now because he's a taller wing and he can really shoot the ball and space the floor, which is what you want in today's NBA. You want guys that can space the floor, knock down open shots, and defend other teams' best players. That's just the way the NBA is going, and Cam Johnson fits that bill. Really, any team can use a guy like Cam Johnson. He's a really solid player. But you know what, the Nets are a rebuilding team, so if you're gonna trade for Cam Johnson, they're gonna take all your draft picks, they're gonna take your young players, they want a lot back. And then lastly, we gotta talk about Jonathan Kuminga. If the Warriors do make a trade this trade deadline, I fully expect Jonathan Kuminga to be involved. Jonathan Kuminga is a really good basketball player, and I'll be the first to say it, I think Steve Kerr is holding this man back. Before his recent injury, it looked like they were trying to extend his leash a little bit more, let him play a little bit more, let him play his game, experiment with him in the starting lineup. He was getting like 30 minutes a game, and he was really playing well. Then, unfortunately, he had that injury that sidelined him, and he's currently still sidelined. But he's another guy. He's another young piece, another guy that could really add to another team. A team like my squad, the Sixers, could really use Jonathan Kuminga. The Miami Heat could use Kuminga as well. He's the prototypical power forward in today's NBA. He can't really shoot as well as you'd like, but he's super athletic, and he can defend. The Warriors are definitely getting a lot of phone calls about Kuminga, seeing his availability. And it's kind of unclear. Are the Warriors trying to make him a part of their future, or are they trying to move him so they can get some assets to win now? We know with Steph Curry and Draymond Green, they're in the tail end of their careers, so they want to get at least one more championship out of those guys. I would think that the Warriors are more so in win now mode, so maybe going after a guy like Jimmy Butler, even though it's been said that the Warriors are not interested in Jimmy anymore. But you know, that could also be some posturing. You know, Pat Riley came out and said Jimmy Butler isn't on the table. Then he came out and said, you know, oh, we're trading Jimmy Butler. It's a lot of posturing right now. I think if the right deal is there, anybody is available. But hey guys, this wraps up this video. Let me know in the comments below who you expect to be traded. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. And listen, everybody can't be wrong. Everybody can't be right. All right, I'm out.